Good morning, guys. It is now 2 minutes to 7. I'm going to be going at 7 o'clock. So get yourselves ready. Just need a water bottle, a mat, a towel, and if you've got a weight with you or some description, that might be beneficial if you want to add a little bit more intensity to the workout this morning. If you don't, or you don't have a weight, then that's not a problem whatsoever. So, yep, 2 minutes and we'll get going. If you're joining me this morning, then please give me the thumbs up so I just know that you're in the feed and I can say hello. If you're seeing this from the comfort of your own bed, you've got 1 minute, get your ass up. Right, I think it's time for us to start to get going. I hope you've all got set up. This morning we're going to start with a 6-minute warm-up. 6-minute warm-up is going to be 6 exercises. We're going to spend about a minute on each exercise. As it always is with me, work to your own intensity this morning. We've got a bit of tempo work that's going to come into the main workout, so slowing stuff down, showing you how you can intensify stuff without actually using much weight. So we'll start with the warm-up. I will work your way through it because obviously I'll be doing it with you, and we'll just work stage by stage. Should last about half an hour this morning, and then at the end, if anyone's got any questions, I'll be around to answer anything. Probably have a little bit of stretch out, but I understand if you can't hang around and you need to go off to work. So let's start with a warm-up. Like I said, 6 exercises over 6 minutes, minute on each exercise. So I will get my clock going. Okay, and I'm going to move over to my mat area. Okay, so first exercise is a cat-cow. We're going to bring yourself down onto the mat. We're going to looking at stretching out through our thoracic area of our spine. So bring yourself down onto the mat, put your hands directly underneath your shoulders and knees directly underneath your hips. Make yourself into a table position. And we're going to push up through that mid part of the back. And then we're going to drop down Push the chest back down towards the floor. Take a nice deep breath in. And then rotate back up towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch out. And back down. Nice and slow and steady. Push up. Push through the hands. Imagine there's a piece of string attached to your spine. You'll be pulled up towards the ceiling. Now take a deep breath in and then release the air and push the chest back down again. Okay, we're now going to come into what we call the world's greatest stretch. So you're going to bring your foot in front into a kneeling lunge position, and we're going to push through the hip, taking the elbow on the leading leg and dropping that down towards the floor as far as you can. Aim is to open up the hips. Now bring it onto the other side. So bring that leg back, swap over. Nice and gentle. Remember, this is just a warm-up. Try and keep the shin and the front-facing leg nice and vertical. Okay, bring yourself onto your back, spin yourself around. We're going to come up into a glute bridge. So roll your spine down onto the mat, pop your feet as close to your bottom as possible and stick your toes up towards the ceiling so your heels are dug into the floor. This is going to put a bit more emphasis on the hamstring. You're going to raise those hips up towards the ceiling, squeeze your glutes, make sure you tight through the midline, roll the spine back down again. Send it up. I'm just going to do 5 of these. Warming up those glutes. And then roll back down. Fantastic. Okay. You're going to bring yourself onto your stomach and we're going to do a Superman. So again, lower back, glutes, coming down onto our front, making sure our neck is in a nice neutral position, head facing down, arms extended at the front. We're going to come up, bringing our arms and our chest off the floor, also squeezing our glutes nice and hard so our feet come off at the same time as well. Turn yourself back down to the floor. Again, 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold at the top, and then back down again. Bring yourself up into a plank position. So elbows directly underneath your shoulders, feet together, back. We're going to go into a shoulder tap. I'm going to do 10 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Drop it down. Bring yourself around up into a standing position. We're going to come into a squat hold, so we're going to come into a low squat, and we're going to stay at the bottom, designed to open up the hips, make sure the chest is nice and proud. You're going to bring yourself down as low as you can. Remember, squat is unique to you, so if you can't get as low as me, then that's absolutely fine. Once you're in the bottom, we're going to rock, bringing the heel off the floor, working a little bit more on our ankles, our On our hips, on our knees. We're just going to rock each side until the timer finishes. Another 25 seconds. If you're at a bit of a higher position, then that's absolutely okay. If you can get lower, try and go a little bit wider on the feet. Make a bit of space for those hips to come down. You can even put your hands just on the floor in front if it helps. Keep a little bit of balance. Fantastic. Okay. There we go. Release yourself out of that one. Bring yourself up into a standing position. Shake the legs off. A nice big stretch up towards the ceiling. Take a few deep breaths in. And as you release the breath, send the arms down. Nice big stretch out down back of the legs. Again, nice big stretch up. Deep breath in and then release. We're going to do one more of those. Again, up towards the ceiling, nice big stretch. Deep breath in, down towards the floor. I'm going to stay down here just for a minute. Again, little rock side to side. Carefully roll your spine back up towards the ceiling. Grab yourself a drink. Already warm. If you're working outside today, it's very humid outside. I've got the sun coming up, so it's going to get hot. If you're indoors, I hope you've got the aircon on. Okay. So the main piece today is going to be across 5 exercises. It's going to be 4 rounds and it's going to last 20 minutes. We're going to be doing 40 seconds of work with 20 seconds of rest. I'll be giving you lots of alternatives throughout the workout, so don't worry if initially you feel like you can't do that movement. I can give you an alternative to do that. All you're going to need, like I said, is your water, your towel. Good morning, Sid. And potentially a cat if you haven't got a weight this morning, and just some sort of weight if you want to intensify it, but don't worry if you haven't got a weight, you don't need it. Okay, so the first exercise, I'll introduce you as we go through them. The first exercise is what we call a tempo squat. So a tempo, a lot of you have asked me about this week, is a slowing down of the downward phase of the movement. So with a squat, it's coming down from the top down. So finding your normal squat stance, chest up in a nice tall proud position. Remember, we want our lungs open to breathe in that beautiful air. Hands up in front, and we're going to look go slow as we can all the way down to where we find our bottom of our squat. Again, remember, your squat depth is different to mine. Down to the bottom, and when we get to the bottom, we're going to explode up. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Nice and slow, 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 as slow as you possibly can, and then explode up. That's your first movement. So get yourself ready. I'm going to get the timer going. We're going to get to it. Okay, so let's start. Chest up nice and tall, hands up in front, really slow. Nice and steady all the way down. Get to the bottom, explode up, squeeze your glutes. Hands up in front, nice and slow, 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 slow. And then up. Up. Nice and steady. Up. And up. Fantastic. I'm just going to come around. I just want to double check that the camera's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. Yay! Good morning. Good morning, Carmel. Okay. Second exercise is what we call a hand release push-up. You can do this on your knees or on your feet, it's entirely up to you. We're going to go really slow on the way down. So make sure that your chest is going to come down between your hands, and your hands are just outside of shoulder range. We're going to come down slow, slow, all the way to the bottom. Slower the better. Once we get to the bottom, we're going to release the hands off completely and we're going to push ourselves back up. Again, you can do this on your feet if you want. Slow, slow, all the way to the bottom. Once we get to the bottom, push ourselves back up again. Make sure you're staying really tight through the midline. So as you're pushing yourself back off the mat, you're staying in a nice, what we call a plank rigid position. So, okay, rest 20 seconds. Next exercise, side plank. For your side plank, you're going to rest your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. You're going to stack your feet on top of each other. We're going to do what we call a pass through. So we're going to bring the hand under and then we're going to open up. Bring the hand under and open up. Nice and slow and steady. No rushing this morning. If you're finding this too difficult, drop it down, bend the bottom leg, use that as your support so it's not so intense. Okay, we're going to switch over to the other side. Elbow again directly underneath our shoulder, feet directly stacked on top of each other. Same with our hips as well, so we're making a nice straight line. Once the clock gets going, you've got 6 seconds. Bring it up, nice and slow. No rushing it this morning. Try and get that hand under as far as you can before releasing back up. Seconds. Okay, last exercise and then we'll go back through. It's what we call a hamstring walkout. You're going to bring yourself out into what you call a glute bridge position. So back nice and flat onto the floor. I'm going to set my heels close to my bottom. I'm going to bring my hips up high. In this position, I'm going to bring onto my heels and I'm going to walk my heels out and walk my heels back in again, maintaining high hips throughout. So hands can go flat on the floor for a bit of support, walking the heels out as far as you can go, and then walk them back in again. Walk the heels out, walk them back in. And rest, 20 seconds. Grab yourself some water. We're now going to go into the second round. Remember there's 4 rounds altogether. And then go back into tempo squat. This is the point where if you want to use the weight to add a bit of intensity, then you're more than welcome. So I'm going to hold it in a goblet position in front, keep my elbows tucked under. I'm going to go slow, slow, all the way down, back up. Slow. Slower the better, and back up. Slow, 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 back up. Straight to the side. Okay, back into your push-ups, handstands. That's next week. So remember with these ones, you can do them on your knees, or you can do them on your feet, depending on how you're feeling today. You want to go nice and slow and steady on the way down, as slow as you possibly can, all the way to the bottom. Once you get to the bottom, release the hands off, and we push ourselves back up. making sure we're tight through that midline. Slow. Okay, into our side plank. Remember, if it's too intense, just having both feet together. Bend the other leg, making sure that the shin is parallel to the wall of the garden fence or whatever you're doing. And then you can prop yourself up, keeping that hip nice and high, arm up towards the ceiling and bringing it under as far as you can. And then opening up the chest, nice and slow and steady. It's pouring. Okay, onto your other side for your side plank. Again, bend knee if you want, or make sure if you do come up onto your feet that everything is stacked neatly on top of each other in a nice big straight line. Make sure your eyes are also following your hand all the way down and round, all the way through. Okay. Final exercise, and then we will be at a halfway point. So your hamstring walkouts, bring yourself down onto your mat. Bring those heels close to your bottom to start with. Up onto your, so try bring your hips up high. Bring yourself on just your heels, and walk your heels out as far as you can, and then walk your heels back in again. Keeping those feet hip width apart. Try and keep those hips nice and locked and nice and high. Ooh, they're tougher than they look. Okay. Into our third round. Again, if you want to level up, grab yourself a weight. Take a big deep breath in, and remember, we are on the slow game today. So slower the better, and then explode up from the bottom. Nice and steady. And back up. Okay, give yourself 20 seconds. Remember, you're going down into your push-up. Same as with the squat, the slower the better. Squeeze your glutes, make sure your spine's neutral, and lower yourself down as slow as you can. All the way down. Gentle at the bottom, release off. push back up. Slow, slow, slow. Ease off, explode back up. Okay, into your side plank. Okay, start with the hand up towards the ceiling, eyes follow the hand, coming under, and then back up. Okay, drop it down, spin it over. Make sure if you're looking from above, you're drawing that nice straight line from the shoulder down to the ankle. Again, bring yourself up and try and get that arm as far under. Bring it up towards the ceiling. Nice and steady. Keeping that hip as high as you can. Okay, we're going into our hamstring walkouts. Remember, we're on our back in that glute position. So roll yourself down, make sure your back's nice and flat to start with. Walk the heels in, up into that glute bridge. Keep the hips high, onto the heels, walk it out. Go as far as you can, and then walk the heels in as far as you can. So in and out. Using those hamstrings. Okay, we're going into our final round. So again, if you've been doing your squats without weight, see this is the final round, I think it's time for you to definitely level up. I'm going to swap over, go a little bit heavier. Okay, slow all the way down. Once I get to the bottom, explode up. Slow, nice and steady, all the way down, and explode up. Again to the side, slow. Okay, they are done. Pop your weight to the side. We've got our push-ups. If you've been doing your push-ups on your knees, last round, maybe an opportunity to have a go at doing them on your feet. Bring yourself up. Remember, slower the better. Release the hands at the bottom. Push it back up. Excellent. Right, your push-ups are done. Is anyone else dripping? Or just me? The sun is beautiful. It'll be a good day. Okay, side plank, guys. Remember, elbow under shoulder. If you've been doing them with your knee bent underneath, last round. Challenge yourself. Bring yourself up. Okay, on to your final side. Woo. Okay, bring yourself up, keep that hip up nice and high. Final side. Ooh. 15 seconds. Okay, last exercise, your hamstring walkout. Again, send those hips up high, bring yourself onto your heels and walk them out as far as you can. And then walk them back in again, using your hamstrings. Keep your glutes squeezed. And release. Woo! Well done, guys. That is your 20 minutes of workout done. I'm going to do a bit of a stretch now for the next 5 minutes. You're welcome to join me. And then I'll have a look at anyone that's got any questions or anything. Let's have a little look. Who have we got in this morning? So, Emily, nice to see you. Kristen, Kay, Carmel. I'm hoping on your big TV, Carmel, in your gym area. Anybody else this morning? Give me the thumbs up if you've been working out with me this morning. Okay. Let's have a nice big stretch out. So, sitting down on your mat, bring yourself into a straddle position. So legs go nice and wide. Chest up nice and tall. We're going to do a little lean forward to try and intensify. And if you can, bring your elbows down in front and try and get your elbows down onto the mat. If you can't do that, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, take your left hand, bring it over the top, try and touch your opposite foot, so over to your right foot, and try and stretch down the side here. If that's too much, walk our hands in between. Try and keep that intensity on. Now back onto the other side. Again, if you can bring the right arm over to the opposite side. Yourself back into the middle. Try and get those elbows down onto the floor. Okay, now we're going to look at stretching out our quads. Obviously from our squats you've got two options. If you can kneel, then kneel on a mat, putting your heels slightly outside your bottom, and then walk the hands back to stretch out as far as you can go. If that is too much and you want to do a more standing position, bring yourself up, find somewhere you can put your hands and balance yourself. Bring the heel up toward the bottom, let your knees to get together, and push the hips forward. Swap it onto the other side. Again, grab hold of your laces, bring your heel to your bottom, put your knees together, chest up tall, and push through the hips. Okay, one other bit of a chest stretch. So bring yourself back down onto the mat, onto your chest. You're going to put one hand to the side and one hand out straight. What you're going to do is you're going to bring yourself and you're going to push yourself over, bring the leg over, which is going to stretch out through the chest and also the lower back. Bring it onto the other side. So again, extend the other arm out to the side. Put your other hand down at the side of the chest and push yourself over. Bring the leg over the back. Okay, and return yourself to the middle and push yourself back up again. That was awesome, guys. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. I hope you're really enjoying my lives. Please put some feedback in the comments box at the bottom, or you can send me a message. If there's anything you think I could do better, or anything you'd like to see more of, then please let me know. I will be here Monday morning, 7 AM again. All these workouts are designed to include everybody, so I will intensify them if you need it, or if you need me to drop it back, I can do that as well. And they'll all be based around minimal equipment to make sure that everyone can get involved. So I hope to see you all here 7 AM on Monday morning. And if anybody wants to catch up with me today, then just send me a message, and we can do that via FaceTime, Zoom, however you want to do that. So Have a fantastic day. I hope that's been a good start. If you get opportunity today to get out and go for a walk, do that. But for the rest of you, stay at home, stay safe. Love you all.